Welcome, mythology enthusiasts. Today, we're diving deep into the Age of Mythology, where gods, heroes, and mythical creatures ruled the ancient world. We're going to explore the legendary civilizations that shaped the mythological landscape, from the Greeks and Egyptians to the Norse and Atlanteans. Whether you're a fan of mythology, history, or just love a good story, you're in for an epic journey. Map of the ancient world. Zooming into Greece. Our first stop is ancient Greece, a civilization that's as famous for its gods as for its warriors. The Greeks believed their world was controlled by powerful deities who lived on Mount Olympus, each one representing different forces of nature and aspects of human life. Greek mythology, gods of Olympus. Greek mythology is rich with complex gods, goddesses, and heroes. At the top of the hierarchy sits Zeus, the god of the sky and thunder, known for wielding his mighty lightning bolt. Alongside him are gods like Poseidon, ruler of the seas, and Hades, lord of the underworld. But Greek mythology isn't just about gods. It's also filled with heroes like Hercules, whose incredible strength allowed him to complete 12 impossible labors, and Achilles, the nearly invincible warrior whose only weakness was his heel. Hercules, Achilles, and Greek gods. The Greeks also believed in terrifying monsters, from the snake-haired Medusa, who could turn men to stone with a single glance, to the Minotaur, a half-man, half-bull, trapped in a labyrinth. These myths weren't just stories. They reflected the Greeks' beliefs about morality, power, and the eternal struggle between good and evil. But the gods themselves weren't perfect. They were often jealous, vengeful, and deeply flawed, which made them incredibly relatable to the ancient Greeks. Each god or goddess played a role in explaining natural phenomena and human behavior. The Egyptian pyramids and the River Nile. Next, we travel to the deserts of Egypt, where gods and goddesses were woven into every aspect of daily life. Egyptian mythology is steeped in the mystery of life, death, and the afterlife, with the mighty Ra, god of the sun, at the heart of it all. Egyptian mythology, the gods of life and death. In Egyptian mythology, gods had specific roles, often linked to the environment and survival. Ra, the sun god, was believed to sail across the sky during the day and through the underworld at night. The Egyptians also worshipped Osiris, the god of the afterlife, who symbolized resurrection and the eternal cycle of death and rebirth. One of the most fascinating myths revolves around the rivalry between Osiris and his brother Set, the god of chaos. In the legend, Set kills Osiris and scatters his body across Egypt. However, Osiris's wife, Isis, gathers the pieces and resurrects him, making Osiris the king of the underworld. The weighing of the heart ceremony. The Egyptians believed that when someone died, their heart would be weighed against the feather of Ma'at, the goddess of truth and justice. If their heart was lighter, they were allowed to enter the afterlife, but if it was heavier, they would be devoured by the fearsome demon Amit. Egyptian mythology was deeply intertwined with their reverence for the Nile River and the cycles of nature, symbolizing life, death, and rebirth. Their beliefs shaped every aspect of their culture, from their grand monuments to their complex rituals around death and burial. Snowy mountains and thunderous storms of the north. Now we journey to the frozen landscapes of the north, home to the fierce and awe-inspiring Norse civilization. Norse mythology is filled with tales of mighty gods, heroic warriors, and apocalyptic battles. Norse mythology, gods, giants, and Ragnarok. The Norse gods, unlike the Olympians or Egyptian deities, were a rough and tumble bunch. At the center of it all is Odin, the all-seeing, one-eyed king of the gods, who sacrificed his eye for wisdom. Alongside him is his son Thor, god of thunder, who wields the mighty hammer Mjolnir, capable of crushing mountains. Thor versus giants, Odin on his throne. But Norse mythology isn't just about gods, it's also about the epic battles between gods and giants and the fate of the world. One of the most captivating myths is Ragnarok, the end of days, where gods like Thor and Odin will meet their doom in a cataclysmic battle against the forces of chaos. The Norse people didn't believe their gods were immortal or perfect. In fact, many of their myths revolve around the gods' struggles and eventual deaths. Yet they believed that after Ragnarok the world would be reborn and a new era would begin, a belief that reflected their harsh, survivalist worldview. The lost city of Atlantis beneath the waves. Our final stop is a mysterious civilization from ancient lore, the Atlanteans. Though Atlantis may not be as historically rooted as the other civilizations, its mythological presence has captivated people for centuries. Atlantean mythology, the lost empire. The story of Atlantis was first mentioned by the Greek philosopher Plato, who described it as a highly advanced civilization that was eventually lost beneath the sea due to its own hubris. The Atlanteans are often portrayed as technologically and magically superior, with incredible knowledge of the world and the cosmos. Underwater cities, Atlantean temples, and mythical technology. Many modern interpretations of Atlantis link it to the idea of a utopia, an ideal society that fell because of its own arrogance. In some myths, the Atlanteans had access to powerful weapons and tools that could rival the gods themselves, but their greed and desire for power led to their ultimate destruction. The myth of Atlantis serves as a warning about the dangers of technological overreach and the importance of humility, themes that are still relevant today. As we've seen, the Age of Mythology is more than just a collection of ancient stories. It's a window into the beliefs, fears, and hopes of some of the world's greatest civilizations. From the Greek gods of Olympus to the Norse apocalypse, these myths shaped the way people saw the world around them, and in many ways, they still resonate with us today. Common themes in mythology: power, fate, and human nature. What's fascinating is that despite the vast distances and differences between these cultures, many of their myths share common themes. The struggle for power, the idea of fate, and the tension between good and evil appear again and again. For instance, the Greek concept of hubris, or excessive pride, is mirrored in the fall of Atlantis and the fate of many Norse gods. Similarly, the battle between order and chaos is a recurring theme in Egyptian mythology, with Set's role as the god of disorder, as well as in Ragnarok, where the forces of chaos rise to destroy the world. Modern pop culture, superheroes, movies, and video games. These ancient stories continue to influence modern culture, from blockbuster movies to epic video games like God of War and Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Mythology has become a rich source of inspiration, allowing us to explore timeless themes of heroism, sacrifice, and destiny. Whether you believe these myths were purely symbolic or had some basis in ancient history, one thing is clear: they're stories that endure. They remind us of the power of imagination, the quest for meaning, and the mysteries of the universe. Thanks for joining me on this mythological adventure. If you enjoyed this exploration of the Age of Mythology, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below on which mythological civilization you'd like to explore next. Until then, may the gods watch over you.